the component of an agent is, again, those three things: memory, tools, and then some LLM. And when you combine these three things, then you get one agent. And then a swarm would be any number of these full agents that can communicate with each other in different ways. So every swarm is different. There's not one swarm. There's infinitely many swarms, depending on what problem you're trying to solve. Like nonprofits. Have different org charts, and like sales organizations have different charts and stuff like that. So every organization is structurally different. So like this is a different type of swarm. This is another type of swarm. And they're all just like vastly different from one another. And so this is how you would build one agent. Now, how do you do this in code? Let's do it live. So we're gonna make an example of sending API requests. So say API request here. And so let me zoom in a little bit here. So first we're gonna import the agent, then we're gonna import the model, and then we can go from there. So we're gonna make a function. Actually, first let's begin with the agent. So agent equals agent name. You can give it a name, which is just a string. Then you give it a description. So this agent is responsible for making API requests. Then you can give it a system prompt. Like you're a helpful API requester agent. So that'll be the system prompts. And then after that, there's any number of settings you can do. You can do something like this. You can specify the LLM. And then if you hover over this, you can see exactly like what features this has. There's like dozens of them. Different types of features for different things, like sentiment thresholds, custom loop conditions, callbacks, tracebacks, documents. You could add documents. There's like many different settings you can just add on top of this. Like we can choose to auto save everything. We could also specify like a key here. So we say we import environment variables. Then we import this. Then we just put the key there. And yeah, and that'd be it. And so we can keep adding these different features. Like if we wanted to make this loop forever, we just say loop auto, and that would make it just keep looping. We could also add a dashboard. So when this boots up, it's going to output a dashboard. And there's some other features we can add as well. Notice how simple this is. We're not doing anything ridiculous here. We're simply just inputs and outputs. This isn't like, to do this functionality would usually cost you like hundreds, if not thousands of lines of code in other frameworks. So now we can simply just run the agent. saying something like this. Create an API request to OpenAI in Python. And then so we could also make this interactive. So we're going to make this interactive here. And then we'll print that out. And yeah, let's try to run this. Now, one big thing I've noticed in this is that, unfortunately, most things are not going to work. There will be some environment issues. There will be some issues. There'll be some type of issues always. So don't go crazy. Don't get a heart attack. Just try to understand the issue and try to eliminate it. That's the life of a programmer, unfortunately. Just solving millions of bugs. That's probably the biggest contributing factor to building agents that actually do something in the real world. Most people haven't built agents that do anything in real life because they give up. So you shouldn't give up. If you have errors, just keep trying. Try different system prompts, try different prompts, try different configurations, try different standard operating procedures. The standard operating procedure, I haven't really talked too much about this, but a standard operating procedure is like a really long prompt. It's like a really long prompt with few shot examples. So let me show you what that looks like. So this is what a SOP looks like. So it's basically like a really long prompt that also has an example. And so you can be very specific. And you could say like include references, or you could denote like a lot of people's prompts don't work because they're not really delimiting like examples like this. So one way to elevate your prompting is just like always show like this is an example, this is not an example. Many people forget to do that. So like here you can make this better with doing something like this. Now the model is going to understand what you actually want. Does anybody have any questions?
Hello?
Hey.
Hey, what's up, man? Yeah, thanks for this overview. I just had a quick question. This SOP, is this kind of like a DSPY prompt optimization, if you're familiar?
Oh, what?
So, DSPY has like, have you heard of DSPY?
Yeah.
So they have the prompt optimization where it pretty much optimizes the prompt for your task, and it does that by giving it few shot examples, and it'll be able to create the few shot examples itself from the ones you give it.
That's interesting. I remember when DSPY was still very infant, and I don't think it was ever pretty simple. It's like kind of complicated.
That's really interesting you say that, because in my opinion, I think it's easier to use than LangChain.
Really?
Yeah, because in a lot of ways, it's like at first learning how to use it was like, it took me a little bit. Once I understood signatures and modules and like chain of thought predictors, basically it's actually really nice, because instead of you having to use LangChain's LCell, you can just kind of write it in code, and you can use they have type predictors as well, where you can force an output by using like some pedantic model that you make.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
There might be some interesting things to learn here. But an SOP is I mean, I guess you could compare it to that, but like an SOP is like a really, really long prompt that shows you exactly how to do something. It's exactly how it sounds. So like this is one of the best prompts I've had for documentation. Basically, what this prompt does is it just creates really long professional documentation for code.
Okay.
So like I'll give you an example of how this would actually like work right now. So we're just gonna go to GPT-4o and we're gonna take some code. And so yeah, basically you just copy and paste that. Then you put in whatever you want.
Mm-hmm.
Always put your delimiters. The model doesn't know what you're talking about most of the time. You have to act like it doesn't know, and if you do that, then it'll work. And so
So how do you make the SOP?
How?
Yeah, like where did you make that, or did you get it from somewhere, or you use ChatGPT?
ChatGPT is really good at creating prompts.
Right. Yeah.
So,
Okay. So the reason I actually brought up the DSPY again is because now in this example, if you gave it the code and the output documentation, then actually it will write the SOP for you, and then you can create metrics, and it can optimize a prompt based on the metrics that you create.
that sounds good in theory, but like yeah, that sounds good in theory. Like just let model do everything, but I don't know if that would really be effective. I would have to try
No,
it
I've
out.
tried it before, and so actually, you're actually not letting the model do everything because at the end you're defining the metrics, and
Synergy here. There is. I agree. There is some synergy here. They could work together.
yeah, and in fact, it's really interesting because you can save the optimized modules, and you could use them in production as well.
Are you saying that would function as a kind of type system for swarms?
We have that,
Yeah,
but
it could do that. Yeah, it could, and in fact, it doesn't only optimize the prompt, but if you're running a chain of thought, for example, it optimizes the steps it takes as well.
That is
we
done
have
by
we have
so
something a little bit similar with like agent rearrange where instead of like just chain of thought, you can actually just specify the flow of agents. So this is like an agent, and then the director gives orders to the worker, and then the
Yep.
second worker. And it's exactly like I guess you could say it's somewhat comparable to this,
Mm-hmm.
but these are different agents. So you could also do like parallel processing.
Okay.
So you could have like this agent sends its output to this agent, then this agent sends its output to that agent, and you just plug them in. You just like make a list. You specialize the agents,
Mm-hmm.
then you put them in a list, and then you just put the like the flow, and then
Can you do agent routing?
What was that?
And can you route to agents? Like, can they make decisions on routing?
Now this is not dynamic, but that
Mhm.
is a pretty interesting. Making this fully dynamic and automated would be interesting. I could show a demo of that right now. So What type of agents are you trying to build right now?
So yeah, basically we want to make I work at a startup called CelsiX, and we want to create generative customer experiences. So yeah, so we want to make I guess like AI sales and marketing agents.
That's cool. We've worked on something similar with Profit Pilot.
With which one?
Profit Pilot.
Okay, okay. Mhm.
I've bought domain names for specifically that.
That's cool.
I think
Yeah,
I have salestrain.ai.
that's cool. That's cool. Well, we're sell.cx. If you guys are interested, check out our
Yeah, it kind
website.
of rolls off the tongue.
You should post in the creator showcase channel. Just like post where you're building so other people can check
So
it out.
actually, we're still in the process of building it, and we'll probably come out with a product hopefully by the end of this year. But like if any of you guys are interested in chatting, please shoot me a message.
Interesting. So like are you kind of stealth or
Will do.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. Like we want to build our product, and but I of course I love talking about different ideas and different concepts, because there's a lot of moving pieces in building these applications, and it's very interesting.
what type of agency you want to see right now that I can help you build?
Okay.
We'll build it right now.
Let me think. Build me an agent that can walk me through how to. Okay, build me an agent that can first take my user request and find out what my intent is, and then route me to a specialist agent. So let's say we can do like an account management and technical support for a like a modem or something. Let's say I'm a telephone company.
I need an agent that picks up your intent,
Yep.
and then depending on your intent, it routes you to an agent.
Yes.
Okay. Um, okay. Let's do it. So we're going to use Pydantic for this to specify the schemas. And so,
So would you consider this flow engineering?
what do you mean?
I think this is like I guess like a new term I keep hearing is
Orchestration.
flow engineering.
I would just call
Isn't
this
that
swarm.
orchestration?
This is just a swarm.
Okay.
So first we need to make the agents. So you want to, what is a specialized agent?
Mhm.
For what exactly do they do?
Well, one of them could be an account management agent, and the other one could be a product support agent.
Account management. And account management agent and who?
And a product support agent.
Product support agent. Okay.
Mhm.
So the first thing I like to do is I basically just go to swarms and I find an example that like I can just copy and paste and just plug in, and then just plug in certain variables. We're gonna copy this. And basically, this is almost ready to go. We just now need to fill in the name, system prompt, and some other stuff. And let's use Llama. So we're currently hosting Llama on the Swarms platform. You want to go check it out and use it. So we're gonna organize this. This is what like a extremely full stack agent will look like. It's missing the memory, but it has the system prompt and a list of SOPs. So we're gonna call this accounts management agents. And now we need to, so the account management agent's purpose is to understand the intent of the user, or what exactly?
The account management agent should be able to like talk about the user.
I see. But what is this for? Like, what account are they managing?
Like anything really. I mean, just any account.
Okay. So this is what we're gonna do. We're just going to create system prompts completely autonomously using GPT-4, and it's gonna essentially just like make these system prompts for this.
Mm-hmm.
So we're just gonna say, make a detailed system prompt for the following agents. Be simple and direct. Return the new system prompt. We should probably add a feature like this to just say like give a basic description and then use meta prompting. But I want to show you guys how to prompt because it's really important. You see? You are an account management agent. Your primary role is to engage with users regarding their accounts. Your main tasks include understanding the user's intent, addressing their immediate needs, and then routing them to the appropriate agent for further assistance. This is really good. So we're going to route this to, we're going to create a variable. Account management agents. We're just going to create a variable. We're going to name this account management system prompts. And we're just going to put that there. And now we need to get llama 3. Where the hell is llama? Okay. Now we need to create a schema for this. So what is there's going to be a list of agents. Okay. Then the list of agents is going to have like, the model is going to have the ability to call an agent given its name. And so what we're going to do is we're going to create a function. We're going to create a function that allows, we're going to create a tool here. And then the tool is going to have the ability to select agents and send path. So we're going to give it a name. It's going to track the name. And then we're going to give it a task at the same time. So given a list of agents, essentially like it's going to select the agents from a list. And then the account management agent is going to output JSON, and then it's going to call one of these agents. But first, we first need to make the tool. So we're gonna do that, and then we'll begin. So we need a list of agents now. What is the what are the other agents here?
You could just make it like a QA agent.
Question answering?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. QA. Okay. So product support agents. What does the product support agent do exactly?
It'll just be general QA.
Like about a product or what? That doesn't. Can you go deeper?
Sure, yeah.
Hello?
Yeah, can you hear me? Yeah, that was about a
Can you
problem.
hear me?
Yep.
Hello? Hey. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, and I could hear him as well.
Sometimes it's cut off.
Oh. Is he cutting off or am I cutting off?
He is. So wait for a Wi-Fi.
All right. So
Hello?
first we have.
Hello.
Hey.
Oh, yeah. You can just make it a, sure, like a product QA agent.
What is it doing though? Is it like just given a product, it'll answer any questions, or can you be more specific?
Sure. Mm-hmm. Yeah, given a product.
Okay. Clean this up. So pretty soon here, we're going to give the schema to the agent, but first we need to have a list of agents. So then basically what's going to happen is if we run this now, and we don't do anything else, basically we're going to see the JSON. So now once we have this schema, then we can begin. So make the system prompts, the model. Okay, so let's communicate with it. So right now, you can set the loops to 1, 2, however many you want. So here I'm just going to do 1. Basically, or we could also make a pydantic model. So we could do something like hierarchical swarm schema. And then this would have the name and just a task. And then from swarms, we can import a function to, or a base model to function. And so this function is going to take a Pydantic model, and it's going to output the schema of that. You could also say something like this. You could add fields to things in Pydantic, so you could say you can add a field and then a title and then the name, and that will give the agent much better context. So we're just going to comment everything here, and then we're going to comment this. And let's see the schema. And so basically, now I just need to get the agent to output JSON from a list of agents, and then like this is the schema here. If we go to JSON formatter, we can see the, oh fuck. But yeah, basically this is the that's the schema that we need. So we're gonna uncomment all of it, and we're gonna begin. So now this swarm schema is gonna be outputted. It's gonna be sent as to the agent here, account management agent, which is the one you want, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, what question are we asking?
You can ask. Can you make it like? Can I say, hey, I need help with my my modem?
Yep. Like internet modem, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So we're gonna clean this up a bit. And then... So now we're gonna send this to the. We're gonna send this. And so now this is gonna output the JSON. Just clean that up a bit. So now we're gonna make another function. Parse JSON, then activates agents. So basically, this is going to we're going to first transform the input data into JSON, and then after that, we're going to get the name and the task, and then we're going to activate it. So you can say something like. You'd also do something like JSON dump. Or that, yeah. Now we're gonna add an evaluator. Okay, we should have a implementation ready. Let's just clean up the code. Okay. So now we're going to run this, and we're going to see the agent's going to output JSON, and we're going to essentially make sure that it's calling the product assistant agent.
Where do I go for the sandwiches? Nicole, I think.
What does interactive equal
No,
true?
it's
Do?
under
It makes it interactive.
PEDRA.
Okay.
So if I set this now, like it was just running in a loop.
Mhm.
Now if I do this, we'll be able to talk with it.
Cool.
So we're gonna run this now, and like it'll be like it says something, then you say something. You say something, I say something.
Okay.
So say thank you for reaching out to me. I'm an account management agent. I'm happy to help with your modem issue. What problem are you having?
Mm-hmm. So let's say I'm trying to connect it, and I see this symbol over here with a globe, and it's not on.
Say it again.
I see my modem here, and yeah, I see this light with like a refresh button, and it's blinking.
Is it red or orange?
Is that what it said? Let me see this. All right. It's orange. So weird. So what is it basing this off? Well, like where is it getting these questions?
What do you mean?
Like, how does it know to ask these questions?
It's a system prompt. A good
Okay,
system prompt can change everything.
Can I see the system prompt?
Yeah, I'll just send it. Also, this was the documentation that it made. Look at how good this documentation is. This is instantly better than any documentation a human can make.
Yeah. Wow.
Like this is like, yeah. So that's the power of standard operating procedures. They're really, really powerful.
Yeah, man,
Especially
it looks awesome. I'm definitely gonna look into it for sure.
Nice. So I'm gonna send this in the Research General channel. You'll be able to see the conversation I have with this. And also, where's the prompt actually? I'll just send you both prompts. So before we proceed, I just want to confirm a few things. Have you tried restarting your modem and router? Sometimes a server restart can restart connectivity issues. Additionally, can you please check if your internet service provider status has reported any outage or maintenance in the area? This is amazing. This is Llama 3. This is not even like GPT-4 or anything.
Mm-hmm.
Look at that system prompt.
One sec. Let me see here.
I'm gonna be adding Llama 3 hosted to the to Swarms, so you'll be able to just like pick it up. Basically, this is hosted on the Swarms. It's hosted on the Swarms platform, which you can check out at this URL. Basically, we're going to be hosting Swarms as an API, so you'll be able to just create a Swarm, and then you either push it to the marketplace, or you can use one of the ones that we've built. And so this is going to be like kind of like our hosted version. And we have some models here, and we also have Synthify, which allows you to generate synthetically generated LLM datasets. So I highly suggest you guys check that out as well. And let me know if you want some credits, so we can hook you up with some credits.
Sure thing.
And that's that.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's cool. Could you tell me more about these SOPs?
Yeah, so an SOP really stems from like a human SOP, really. It's just like how can you be, because LMs don't know anything, okay? And you should also have that approach when working with people. Like, don't assume anything. Don't have any expectations. You have to like be very specific, which is what we're doing in this example. You can tell ChatGPT to do this. So say create a standard operating procedure to create standard operating procedures for a given problem or task or for specialized agents. Be simple, direct, and be thorough. And so a simple prompt like this can help you generate an SOP.
So how do you make sure like the actor that makes the SOPs isn't going to start hallucinating and saying like random stuff?
That's a good question. You could have another agent evaluating. I don't know what else to tell you.
All right, got
You would create a normal like business process, right? Everybody has a different set of roles. So you create agents serving those roles, like the quality assurance role, right? You have an SOP, but you have to have quality assurance. You have to have somebody that is compliance. So that's the whole beauty of the Swarms framework.
Yeah, so Swarms is like not a framework to fuck around with. That's kind of like more like AutoGen, maybe DSP, LangChain. They're all like fuck around frameworks. They're not like really useful for business or like anything real world. What we set out to do when we started Swarms was to make a framework that you could use for real world business, real life use cases. And that's what some of these SOPs help you do. So SOPs are like kind of like you can jailbreak LLMs or you can actually get them to do useful things. And so this is like one of the best ways to get LLMs to actually do things that matter. It's just creating SOPs. Like This is just one. This is actually in the Swarms. If you go to the Swarms GitHub and you go to prompts, you can see all the SOPs we have. We have like dozens. But another really good one is a test. So like more than 90% of the unit tests written for Swarms are AI generated. Then you probably say, they're not reliable, they don't work. And, that might be the case. But if you had some very shitty prompting, that would definitively be the case. But with SOPs, you can generate tests very easily. So,
Why?
because it's very specific, it gives you like step-by-step instructions. Utilize fixtures, parameterize testing, use mockups and monkey patching, exception testing. Like this is like very explicit. If you say just create the code for this, less than 10 words, it's going to be useless. I don't know what people are expecting to actually get things done in that capacity. So if we just go to some random file, like this is Gwen, we're going to copy and paste this code, and we're just literally going to put the code in, nothing else, and see what happens. And would you look at that? If you were to tell regular ChatGPT just create tests for this code, it would give you a piece of shit response.
Right.
But look at
Makes
this.
sense.
So that's the difference. SOPs are like, there's a really good website that you guys should check out. If you look up Tree of Thoughts, promptingguide.ai. These people are very intelligent. Like they provide examples, and if you go to few shot prompting, you can see exactly what they're talking about.
Right.
So you go few shot prompting. Here, you can see like simple examples like this, but also function calling. Well, not much there. But these people have some pretty good prompts to begin with for like real life use cases. But the problem always seems to be like getting JSON to be formatted correctly. And you can do that by just providing many examples. Also, I'm gonna post this. As in the playground folder. So, I'm gonna post
Thank you.
this demo that we made just now. Yeah, so we're going to be wrapping up here pretty soon. If you want to learn more and essentially how Swarms can help your very specific use case, you can book a call with us, and I'll personally help you create a demo and just get it up and working by any means. I'm here for you guys. I do this for you, so don't be shy. Building agents is also really fun. But also frustrating sometimes. But it's mostly fun. So.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah.